their own hands. They have killed the men with the swords that they had, and they have taken Dinah. And so we read verse 27. The sons of Jacob came upon the dead bodies and looted the city where the sister had been defiled. So you can imagine a city, let's imagine of Kitale town. The two sons of Jacob have come. So all of the men, for instance, in town wamekuwa circumcised. So after 3 days they have not fully recovered. They are still under some pain. So they have been attacked by 2 men, the brothers of Dinah, and they have been killed. And these 2 brothers have also looted the city. Wameiba vitu and left. So verse 28, they seized their flock, herds and donkey and everything else of theirs in the city and out in the field. They carried off all their wealth and all their women and children, taking as plunder everything in their houses. You can imagine how these sons of Jacob were, I think they were so funny. It's a funny character, the 2 of them, plotting to go and attack a whole city when they had come to agreement that if you get circumcised, we will give you our daughter, our sister. But they have taken things to their own hands. They deceitfully said that, and we've seen them doing funny things, looting, taking all the property from this city. So verse 18 through 23, Hamor and Shechem went out at once to tell the men of their city to become circumcised and allowed Jacob and his family to settle there and intermarry with them. We've read that. Verse 23 through 24, they greedily agreed, saying, "Want all their livestock, property, and other animal become ours?" So the men from the city of Hamor agreed greedily, knowing that if they intermarried, livestock Zakina Jacob, and you remember when he came from Laban, he had inherited a lot. He was wealthy, he was prosperous. So they greedily agreed to what the sons of Jacob were telling him, knowing that watapata a lot of property if they intermarried and agreed to become one. Verse 25 through 29, while the men were still in pain, we've seen Simon and Levi planning to go and kill every male in the city, and they took Dinah back from Hamor and Shechem. They took all their wealth, women, and children. That's what we've read. So, tumalizie 30 to 31. Then Jacob said to Simon and Levi, "You have brought trouble on me by making me obnoxious to the Canaanites and Perizzites, the people living in this land. We are few in number, and if they join forces against me and attack me, I and my household will be destroyed." But they replied, "Should he have treated our sister like a prostitute?" So while I was reading this chapter, I thought it was a sad chapter. People were selfish. Everyone was after their own gain. No one really wanted to know what is going on through Dinah's mind. Jacob even didn't try to react after the only daughter was defiled. His sons went out to kill the people from the land where Hamor lived. And instead of even Jacob telling them they have done a wrong thing by killing all the men, he goes ahead and tells them that if the people join forces and attack him, his household will be destroyed. So anajifikiria tu yeye tu ndiye ataona atapata hasara if he's to be attacked. He's not even thinking about his daughter. So Jacob said, that is verse 30 to 31. Jacob said to Simon and Levi, "You can get us in trouble with the Canaanites and Perizzites." Jacob and his camp are few in number compared to them. Verse 31, Simeon and Levi didn't care. They didn't care that they had killed all those men. You remember they replied, when Jacob told them that they were few in number and they could be attacked or destroyed. And they replied, should he have treated our sister like a prostitute? So, still, yes, Dinah has been defiled, but they didn't have to take matters on their hands and go and kill men of the whole city. I think Shechem was the one who could be held accountable, right? Yes, because yeye ndiye alikuwa amedefile Dinah. So even the two sons of Jacob, they didn't care. So in reflection, everyone is selfish in this chapter, that's what I read. And they are self-centered. They are doing things that will only benefit them. So they had a self-centered type of attitude, which brought no true justice or peace. So Dinah doesn't get any justice. Yeye ndiye amekuwa defiled, but at the end of the day, everyone thinks about themselves. Jacob thinks, if I'm to be attacked with the men from the side of Hamor and they destroy me, yani anajifikiria. The sons of Jacob still, they are not thinking about their sister Dinah. So we've also seen the theme of deception, and when the sons of Jacob replied to Hamor and Shechem deceitfully that if they get their men circumcised, they would give Dinah. They knew they wouldn't give Dinah. While it drew from the word go, they wouldn't give, because the Bible says they replied deceitfully. So we've seen the character of deception, and we all know that Jacob has, how many times has Jacob portrayed deception since we started reading? I think from verse 27. Yeah. Who remembers any character of any time that Jacob deceived someone? Umesahau? Jacob. Yes. One character mama ametuambia. He deceived Esau when he stole his birthright. You remember that? He also deceived Esau again. Last week we read about it. Last week but one. When Esau came to meet up with him, you remember Jacob staying back so that he could go to Sukkot. Alimdanganya akamwambia aje, I'm remaining behind so that nichunge ndama na watoto. If we are to hurry and go back, zitakufa on the way. Yes? So that is deception. And we are seeing also his son deceiving. So the character of deception is sin, and we all know that Jacob is a master of deception. So it is no surprise that his sons did the same. I remember there's a time we also read about deception, and I told you, whatever the parent teaches the child, Kenya utafundisha mtoto, hiyo ndio atakuwa. But even as children, even as youth, even as the teenagers, we have our own right to make our decisions. See ati because your father or your parent or your guardian alikuwa mwizi, now that makes you a thief. You have your own senses, you can make your own decisions, right? Wise decisions. So that is the end of today's word. Again, as usual, I know it is now cliche. I ask you to read through verse 35 so that next week when we read through, ikuwe kama discussion. So please read through verse 35 so that when we meet next week, tukue na discussion, we all have an idea what is happening. So let's believe and pray. Mighty and everlasting Father, Lord, we thank you for your word that we have read. We thank you for each and everything that we have